Let's talk about what minimal aid looks like on the ground. It means children surviving on leaves, adults skipping 3 days of meals to feed a toddler, mothers trying to breastfeed while they themselves are starving. And every aid agency from the UNRWA to WHO says the same thing. This isn't an accident. This is a strategy. Aid is being used as a weapon of war. And under international law, that's called a war crime. According to the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child, the right to food is non-negotiable. It's not a maybe, not a bonus, not a debate. And yet, right now, in Gaza, food is being negotiated like it's a military asset, and children are collateral. Let's call it what it is. This is forced famine. This is weaponized starvation. This is collective punishment, but it gets worse. The entire Gaza Strip will soon be under Israeli military control. That's what Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu said on the 22nd of May. His conditions to end the war? The release of all Israeli captives, the complete disarmament of Hamas, the exile of Hamas leadership, and a plan originally outlined by US President Donald Trump to effectively expel Palestinians from Gaza.
אני מוכן לסיים את המלחמה, בתנאים ברורים שיבטיחו את ביטחון ישראל. כל החטופים חוזרים הביתה, החמאס מניח את נשקו, יורד מהשלטון, הנהגתו מוגלת מהרצועה, כלומר מי שישאר ממנה, עזה מפורזת לחלוטין מנשק, ואנחנו מבצעים את תוכנית טראמפ. תוכנית כל כך נכונה וכל כך מהפכנית.
Mr. Netanyahu openly referenced Trump's controversial Riviera of the Middle East proposal. Many nations and rights groups have condemned it as ethnic cleansing. A plan to hand control of Gaza to the US, uproot its Palestinian residents, and reshape the region by force? And it's being enforced on the ground through relentless military attacks. A US-controlled beachfront fantasy built on the rubble of displacement and blood. Meanwhile, the bodies are still warm in Khan Yunis. Diplomats fumble for euphemisms. Children are dying waiting for rice. Not rockets, rice.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Bibi, did you know what happened to Dr. Hamdi al-Najjar, a physician in Khan Yunis? He was home with his 10 children when an Israeli airstrike hit. 9 of them were killed. The youngest just 7 months old, the oldest 12. Dr. al-Najjar is now in Nasser Hospital injured and grieving. His wife is a doctor too. They dedicated their entire being to saving lives, and Israel's war took all but one of theirs. Global community is watching. They're condemning it. But watching and condemning isn't enough when children are dying because of watching. Bibi, I hope you're aware that over 13,000 children have died in Gaza. Parents are seen carrying bodies of their kids in plastic bags. I won't show you the images, not because they aren't real, but because they're too devastating to look at. And yet, they're everywhere. But if you want a proof of the horrific scenes, they're readily available on social media platforms and on news websites. I still haven't been able to unsee most of those images. What's more concerning is that the world's silence has become part of the machinery. Although countries like France, the UK and Canada have threatened sanctions on Israel if they continue their cruel offensive. So while the headlines debate aid corridors, security logistics and humanitarian pauses, here's the unvarnished truth. Children are not dying because of war. They're dying as a weapon of war. You don't pause starvation. You don't negotiate baby formula. You don't use food as a bargaining chip unless you see those lives as expendable. Make no mistake, What Hamas did on the 7th of October 2023 was nothing short of a terrorist attack. In fact, it was a terrorist attack. But that doesn't justify to what Netanyahu is doing to millions of people in Gaza. Sympathy can't be used as a license to kill, killing thousands of babies and children that are struggling to get some food. And until the aid flows freely, Mr. Netanyahu's maximalist war plans will continue to write the death sentence for Gaza's most vulnerable. Bibi says Hamas is using children as human shields. But if that's true, why not let them out? Why not open the Rafah crossing or the Beit Hanun gate or even the Karam Abu Salim passage? Why seal every exit and then blame the ones trapped inside for being in the line of fire? There's a reason why Gaza is still called the world's largest open prison. You don't get to lock the doors, put the house on fire, and then call the children inside human shields. To the powers preaching about revamping Gaza into a holiday hub without Palestinians, ask yourself, what side are you on when children die from hunger with a mouthful of dust?